Okay, this morning we're working fish that we don't give a scientific name because we acquired it as electric Blue Ahli peacock. It's likely Sciaenochromis fryeri, but we aren't certain. I'm going to come back to this after we do a beauty contest on the males and show you the fish. Susie, toss me a towel so I can wipe this aquarium off. We lost almost all of these fish during the winter storm. Several hundred of them. We have been raising this fish since 2003. We set up we had 16 youngsters, several males and 14 youngsters that survived. I took 2 of the males and the 14 youngsters, not knowing, thinking they were probably females. What we got out of the breeding colony is 10 females that are now grown, and the 2 breeder males. Now, we had 3 other males, and what I'm going to do is do a beauty contest. I'm going to pick 2 of these for the breeding colony. Oh, Susie, I forgot there's another bucket over here that has 3 or 4 little ones in it. Yeah, by the way, we got only 75 fish out of the little fish out of the breeding colony. That's typical. These females weren't grown when we set them up about 4 months ago, so they didn't have that great of a chance to reproduce. We hope to do better next time. Since we have around 75 youngsters, we will keep those as what we call BRUs, breeders unsexed, and they will, at the end of the next breeding cycle, 3 to 4 months from now, they'll be sexable, and we will hopefully have enough females to bring this up to 40 to 50 females. Okay, let's take a look at these fish. These are the 2 males that were in there with them. Hard to tell. I like the dark blue in this one. I like the blue in that one. Okay, I like them both. Let's look at the other 3. They're going to have to be pretty good. Let's see. I don't like him that much. He's kind of young though. And then let's take a look at these 2 fish, if they cooperate. The one in my right hand is a lighter blue, and I like that fish, but I think I'm going, let me look at this 2 again. I like that light blue. I may have to split this into 2 strings sometime, going for this really dark blue and the light blue. That guy lost a scale sometime. Let's compare.
No, I like the dark one.
Yeah, okay, Susie likes dark one. But I'm going to keep this male, and I may give him, if we have some extra females, I'll give him some females and start breeding for that paler blue, more of a sky blue. Okay, so we're going to stick with the 2 breeder males we had. We'll set these 3 males aside, and we're going to set up the breeding colony, try to bring it up. Now, I want to go back to this thing about aquarium strains and pure species. I'm a purist when it comes to species. Unless I know for certain that a fish is a particular species, it's not named that. Now, in 2003, when we acquired a lot of the cichlid breeding stock after an earlier disaster where we lost most of our rainbow fish that we were raising at the time due to Hurricane Claudette, we got this fish from a source, and it was named Electric Blue Ahli. We got another fish from a different source, and it was named Sciaenochromis fryeri. Probably the same fish, but I've kept them strictly separate. Descendants of the Electric Blue Ahlis we got are never called Sciaenochromis fryeri. And they are never added to that fryeri breeding colony. Just as an aside, just to make a point I try to make all the time, you look at that scientific name, Sciaenochromis, fryeri being the specific or the species name, it's named after friar. The I on the end of it is kind of a possessive. It's a Latin ending that means, so this is friars Sciaenochromis. And a single I at the end of a Latin word is pronounced long E. Susie's giving me trouble about this. I am trying to change the pronunciation culture to the correct Latin endings. So scientific name, first of all, you look at Sciaenochromis, it's Sciaenochromis. Susie knows that I'm dyslexic, so I have trouble I have trouble spelling, so I never did well on spelling bees. That AE together is a Latin vowel, which is pronounced long I. So the Sciaenochromis, and I'm not sure what cyano means. Chromis is color. I'd have to look up the Latin meaning of cyano. Things get complicated because you also end up with Greek words and a whole different set of pronunciation problems. Wait until we start getting a lot of Chinese species names, because you pronounce the person, if it's named after a geographic location or a person, you pronounce that in its native language with the Latin or sometimes Greek endings. Anyway, I'm going to put these fish up. We have a small breeding colony. We have enough offspring. We should get 30, 35, 40 females out of that next breeding cycle, and we'll be able to beef up this colony, and sometime about a year from now we'll be back up to normal production. Usually with this fish we would have had 3 to 4, maybe 500 youngsters. We would have had a bunch of what we call BRUs that would have been now sexable. We would probably had about 60 to 70 males to sell and that many females to sell, and a bunch of little 1 to 2 and 2 to 3 inch fish to sell. We have nothing to sell now, and really probably be about a year before we do. Okay, good fish keeping.